Well, all right. We are back. We are back. I am Zeke, the 5 foot freak, with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
and we have another great show for you all this week. And before we get in that, we're gonna get into Zeke Speaks. And what I'm gonna talk about today, if y'all don't remember Miss Malia Bass, I'm gonna update y'all on who she are. Who she is. She's a young lady that was killed by her mother's boyfriend, allegedly killed by her mother's boyfriend and dumped in a storm drain. And this occurred on August the 28th of 2020. And they have recently found Miss Malia's body, who was allegedly killed by Miss Sarah Irving and Trayvon Thompson. Miss Sarah Irving is 20 years old, and Mr. Trayvon Thompson is 21 years old. Now, my thing about this is, people, whether you are a male or a female, a couple, married, not married, if you don't want kids, they wouldn't ask to be here. The kids don't have anything to do with your financial problems, your sexual problems, your relationships, and things of that sort. So if you don't want the kids, don't have them. If you don't want the kids, don't open your legs, fellas. If you don't want the kids, don't bust in the club, because you have a responsibility to being there for the kids, protecting the kids, and not allowing anyone else to hurt your kids, especially if the kid is not that person's child. How do you feel about that, Miss Mina?
I actually agree. I mean, I don't know anything about this story. I hadn't been following it, but I mean, if you're not going to be responsible as a parent, you got a lot of single parents out here raising kids on their own, and that speaks volumes to those who are doing it without the help of the other parent. Man, it takes two. So, always be involved. But in the case of, you know what? I don't think that I could ever be president or, be in power, because there will be a lot of laws that I would change. Pedophiles, people who harm children, like, you would get the needle playing with me.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, but you have to think now, this is why voting is important. As Miss Mina, that diva, just stated, if she was in power, it would be a lot of laws that she would change.
Right.
But these laws could not be changed if you don't go through the legislative. They got to agree to it.
Correct.
The Congress, they have to agree to it, or whatever the case may be.
Correct.
So a lot of times with the person that's in power, it don't necessarily come from them. It comes from the people that's below them. So that's why it's so important that we vote, and you vote for the lower bottom people, to make sure that they get these type of laws, like Ms. Mina, that diva, said that she would change if she was a president. Because without them coming from the bottom, it ain't gonna make its way to the top.
Right. So vote for Senate. Most people don't realize that the presidency is just a small portion. He really is just a person at the top signing off what people under him agree to. So you need to vote for who's in Senate. You need to vote for who's in Congress. And though that's where your laws and your bills are passed, in Congress. The president doesn't make those decisions. Those people in Congress make those decisions. So those are the people that we need to be voting for. And believe it or not, there is no period of expiration for how long you can sit as have a seat in Congress. You got people that's been in Congress for 40 years, 50 years, man. It's time to get them out, because if they've been in there 50 years, that means they are accustomed to the old ways of doing things,
on their
and
old
they're
ways.
not right, and they're not up with the times, and we are in a new time. So it's really important that you vote on all levels, not just for president.
And I agree with that fully, because a lot of times, and it's the same thing like with some churches, but that's another story. If you're stuck in the old ways, you're going to always do the old things, and they're not used to the new norm, especially with the younger generation. So
Right.
You do have the power, and you do have the right to ask questions. Ask why this bill ain't being changed. I didn't have people hurt my community. Why this bill ain't being changed?
Right.
And I think right now they seeing that. People are asking the questions. I don't think we're doing just enough. We're just doing a little bit. So you have to keep pushing the ball.
Right. I agree.
You agree? And then, hey, before we go to break, Mr. Donald Duck says that once he's back in the White House, he's going to pass the stimulus check. Well, I'm not too much for the stimulus check because a lot of y'all probably don't know. You may be getting this money, but they're taking it out your income tax check at the end in the long run. And then also he made a statement, I guess it was today or yesterday, saying that he's happy that he got COVID because the medicine that they use, he's going to provide for people for free. I don't know how that's going to work. And then another thing, I myself, this is just my opinion, don't think he ever contracted the COVID. I think he used that as a scam because he's invested into a lot of medical companies, pharmaceutical companies. So by him saying he have it and he was cured of it, stocks went up. So do your research. Stocks went up with some of these pharmaceutical companies, so he's going to benefit in it.
So he's basically endorsing the medication that he's already bought into,
and then
he has exactly owns stocks in. I mean,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but I mean that means that everybody would have to be a complete dumbass. Like you would have to just completely be stupid and not even paying attention to how he's been operating and how he always has operated. Come on, man. You think all of a sudden the dude he's gonna be all the way honest? Dude,
when have you been? I was about to say, when have you been honest?
A day in his life. You think today he's gonna be honest? Come on, man. Come on. We got to do better as people, man. You can't, man. You ain't gonna shit and tell me it's sugar. You gonna hand
ain't smell it?
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna hand me no crap and tell me it's sugar, baby. No.
And another thing, what a lot of people don't understand, allegedly he's behind on taxes. And what you said the number was before we started the show?
$400 million.
Now, just think what he can generate and what he can profit from. If a lot of you all say, oh, they got a cure, I don't want to go get it. And you go to these pharmaceutical companies that he invested in, not own, but he's invested in what he can make back from it. Because my thing is, I think what he's thinking is, I better bank on trying to get my financial gain because when I'm out of house, the FBI is going to come at me for my back taxes, and he may get arrested. Probably be the first. Well, he'll get a deal, but he'll probably be the first president allegedly that'll be arrested.
Think about this for a minute. If you're in debt $400 million, like Kamala Harris just said, right? You're in debt $400 million. That means that whomever you're indebted to that you owe probably has you by the balls. What if you're in debt to Putin? You don't think he pulling, Putin yanking his chain to make him do whatever he wants him to do because you owe me all this money and I could really set it off. So in order for me not to set it off, I need you to do this. Like, it's really scary when you get to the point of owing people that are not our allies, and they're able to dictate to you what it is that they want you to do for their own propaganda. You know what I'm saying? To fit there. So you got to be real careful when you get into owing so much money to people. Like, how you gonna move when you owe this person? Right. And how are you gonna handle situations when you know you in debt to this person and you trying to keep that on the hush? It's just like too many layers for me.
I agree. So you never know who's got his hand tied behind his back.
For real.
And why, and what's the reason why he's doing the things he's doing.
Correct.
Well, another thing I like to ask, because I don't know anything about this, Mr. Usher Raymond, that's how you pronounce his name?
Usher.
Well, Mr. Usher Raymond just had a baby. Congratulations to him. But didn't he allegedly have herpes? And by you having herpes, could that affect the baby, or could the baby have the herpes trait as well?
Now, see, that's a good question.
Because I know we both worked in the medical field. I worked around blood, but I just don't know the answer to that question of mine.
I don't know if you automatically contract herpes once you sleep with someone who has it. That's a good question. I would think that it would be just like any other disease or virus or whatever. You don't contract it just because the other person has it. Here's a good example. Magic Johnson had HIV.
Allegedly had HIV.
No, he had it. Cookie never had it, allegedly. So.
Oh, you're going to say she never had it allegedly, but you're going to say Magic Johnson had it.
No, because it was a real thing. Like, he came out and said it out loud that I have HIV.
I have $20 million. Just because I said it don't mean I have it.
Would you just come out and say you have HIV for clout?
Why would I just come out and say I got $20 million for clout?
I'd stick with the 20 million, but dang, you gonna slander your whole life.
It could have been a publicity stunt.
It could have, but
he did a lot of marketing.
Okay.
He did. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, like, that's not something that I would just come out and say, like, I wouldn't give a damn how much marketing money I'm making. He was already a millionaire, so I couldn't see him coming out just saying that. But in regards to that example that I was, putting out there, Cookie never contracted it, allegedly. So you mean, even studies have shown that people who sleep with people with HIV or certain diseases or whatever, and you would think, oh, this is a deadly disease, they don't contract it. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Well, but I know some women have given birth to children and they have been actively positive for herpes and the child did not come out positive. So
well, for all you people that's working in the medical field, that's a question we have for you all. And we hope that y'all will post or email us and tell us what your thoughts is and the medical information that you have on that. But look, we're about to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to introduce, we're going to tell you about the topic of our show, and we're going to go right into it. But our show tonight is being brought to you by Stationhead, Facebook Live, BeLive.tv, as well as Instagram and YouTube. So you can find us on any one of those channels. I am Zeke, the 5 Foot Freak, with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back, people.
Well, all right. We are back. I am Zeke, the 5 foot freak, with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
So we back for another great show tonight. I think a lot of you all gonna like this show as well as this topic because it affects a lot of us, whether we starting in a relationship, maybe ending out a relationship. So with further ado, I'm gonna let Miss Mina, that diva, introduce the topic of the show.
And the topic of the show tonight is he or she does not want to get married.
No.
Okay.
He or she don't want to be committed, but want to play house. I thought that was it.
So they don't want to be committed, but they want to play house. Okay. We have all types of issues around it. If it's a technical difficulty or me having a brain fart and she picking me up, that's what we do. Okay. I would like to say that they want the commitment without the marriage. You know, there's a lot of people that want to be in committed relationships, that want to be in long-term relationships, but they're just turned off on the whole marriage thing.
Can I give you, I did my research on this.
Go ahead.
Because I know normally you be on it and I'll be asking like why. You'll say it goes over his head. Well, the annual American Families and Living Arrangement Table stated among those ages 18 to 24, cohabitation is now more prevalent than living with the spouse. 9% live with the unmarried partner in 2018 compared to 7%. And that's a lot, even though we're looking at the smaller number, 7% who lived with the spouse. In 2018, 15% of young adults ages 25 through 34 lived with the unmarried partner, up from 12% 10 years ago. So as you said, a lot of people think it's the norm, as in we can live together, but we don't have to get married.
Right. And they're not interested in the whole marriage thing. And if they are, they're not talking about doing it anytime soon. They enjoy the perks of marriage without the commitment of marriage.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's just say me and you dated for 5 years. I say I'm not going nowhere. We kind of talk about this on one of our other shows. Okay. I'm not going nowhere. You say you're not going nowhere. But in that 5 years, let's say on the 6th year, I say, I think we should get married. And you may say, or I may say, well, nah, why should we get married? What we have going on now is okay. Right. Should that be something that we can agree and say, you know what, you're right, let's just stay girlfriend and boyfriend?
Well, I asked that question today. Like, is marriage overrated? Like, I asked one of my guests because they said, no, marriage isn't overrated. You know, it's what God wants and this and that. And so I asked them, I said, well, now marriage has been tainted with it's illegal to marry the same sex. So is that still the godly way? If you are now, it's legal for you to marry the same sex. That's not the way it's written, but that's what's legal. And the guest said, one of our guests said that they believe that that's not actually, right in the eyes of God, that they are able to get married, even though it's legal, they still don't feel like it's right in the eyes of God. So I don't know. I'm like, my question is it like overrated? Like, is marriage overrated? Like, you can get the same result. You can get, you're basically getting the same result without getting married. You're giving this person everything that you would be given to your husband or your wife when you're shacking up, you're cohabitating. You're basically already in a marriage.
Well, my thing, before I go into that, why don't you go ahead and give them your Facebook page? Because Miss Mina, that diva, posted this question and she got a lot of answers. Some was, I ain't gonna say any of them was negative. Some was positive and some was something that you can think about. But before I elaborate on how I felt about some of the questions, I like her to give her Facebook page because she posts stuff and she be having hits. And sometimes we take some of them questions off the page and bring them on our show.
Right. So if you want to go log on, you can log on to Miss Mina That Diva on Facebook or Instagram. And I post a question on Facebook. Is marriage overrated? Would you rather just shack up?
And my answer to that, I don't think. First off, it's about who you asking the question to, in my opinion.
Right.
I don't think marriage is overrated. And just same thing like with relationships, people go through different ordeals, whether they're in a marriage or whether they're in a relationship. Well, in order to have a successful marriage, and I'm not saying all marriages are successful because a lot of marriages have problems, but you have to start off in a positive relationships. And with that positive relationships, throughout the course of your relationship, people change. So Miss Mina, that diva may have met me today, and I'm opening the door, I'm courting her. She probably laying on the couch asking her what she need. But throughout the course of the relationship, it ain't that I'm disrespecting her. I just feel like we've been together so long. If I don't open the door or whatever the case may be, it's not that big of a deal. Even though she may remind me like, hey, you don't open the door no more. And I may get back to that. And then you have to understand too, in relationships, when you first start off in a relationship, to all our viewers and listeners out there, when I'm first trying to talk to you, our arguments are minimal. I ain't trying to create no problems. I'm trying to court you, do all the right things. Are we going out this weekend? Yeah. I really want to hang out with my boys, but my girl asked me to go out.
So are you saying that in the beginning that guys are being fake? Like y'all are not.
I'm not saying
you're a representative.
No, I'm not saying necessarily that a guy or a female is being fake. I think that person is trying to do all the right things to maintain that relationship. But once you're in that relationship after a course of time or years, the things that you was doing in the beginning may not be the same from 5 years from now, because you get older. You may have forgotten what you did to get this woman or court this woman, or job may come into the picture, or kids may come into the picture. So a lot of the things that he or she may was doing in the beginning probably not still doing in the long term.
See, and that's the shady part. And I think that's where a lot of singles have their issues with this whole marriage thing. I don't feel like that's right. I feel like whatever you did to get me, you need to do that to keep me. I asked another question. Do you feel that marriages should have a marriage license, should have an expiration date?
Ooh,
and with what you just said, I believe that you should have an expiration date. Let it be 3 years or 4 years.
Go back to the courthouse, talk to the judge. You know what I'm saying?
If you want, and don't make it so hard to get a divorce
before somebody use that.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing: if in 3 years you're not doing what you used to do to get me, that means you're no longer courting me. You're no longer putting the effort in that it takes to keep me or to make me happy or whatever. Why the hell should I stay? And y'all get really laxed in y'all's marriages and relationships and things like that. And people are like, man, I feel like I'm stuck in a dead-end relationship because I'm no longer happy. I'm no longer being fulfilled. And I'm stuck in this situation because it takes so much to get out of it. I feel like that's unfair. I feel like that's a real crappy situation where this person gave you their representative all this time and you thinking you got a great person and a great spouse or what have you, and you say I do, and then three years down the line you find out this fool could never cook. They was ordering out and putting it on the plate and warming it up in the house, making the house smell like they've been cooking all day, but they can't cook. They don't clean worth the shit. They not trying to court you. They're not even concerned with your needs. That's shady, man. You locking me in, you holding me hostage in something that I didn't sign up for, because I signed up for the representative, not this person that you giving me today.
I agree.
So you agree that marriages should have an expiration date? I
like that. Because if you do have the expiration date, you can go back to the table, and I don't know, maybe it can be through counseling where that individual, male or female, can say, hey, you ain't doing this or doing that, what you did to get me. And why is that? Like you say, I'm not feel like I'm being courted anymore, loved, or whatever the case may be.
Why do people fall off when they've been in relationships? Like, what is it? You just that comfortable where you don't feel like you have to put in that effort anymore? What is it? Once you get them, the marriage, it locks them in to the point where you feel like you don't have to do the things you used to do to keep them?
I don't
because you know you got them locked in.
And some people may feel that way, and then
that's
by them
up.
right, but by them feeling that way, that's why you have the cheating and people venturing out and doing their own thing, because they probably feel like the things that you're not doing, that you, like you said, you did to court me in the beginning. Shit, Joe Blow or Susie, she doing that.
Right.
So.
And right now you doing none of that.
Right. Exactly.
You just coming here. It's basic. It's boring.
Hey, how you doing?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on my way home.
You don't have to comb your hair no more. You roll over looking like who did it and why. Like, and then, like, don't let I can speak from a woman's perspective. Ladies still wear those little booty shorts that they like, and get up in the morning and brush your teeth and then let them roll over to some fresh breath. You know how we used to do. Make sure go look in the mirror. Make sure our eyelash not stuck to our forehead and shit in the morning when we get up, before he get up, to make sure that we're at least presentable. Now you wake up, you roll over, crust all in your eyes, breath smelling like halitosis. You don't give a damn no more. Like, you letting yourself go. Like, dude, you look at yourself.
I agree.
Nobody would want to roll over and do all the things. I'm not just saying for like women should be the only ones but fellas too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't let yourself go. Like, put in the effort you used to put in. And that's shady as hell. I don't want to be held hostage in a shitty relationship. I really don't. And that's what scares me about marriage. That's what really frightens me about. I mean, I want to be married. Of course, all women, I don't know, a lot of women want to be married. But then the ones that are single, that are watching what's going on in most people's marriages, in those bad marriages, not most people's marriage, but the bad marriages, it's scaring us. It makes us afraid, and it makes us say, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that fake shit. It's a lot of phony stuff going on in marriages these days, and I'm trying to figure out why. One
of our viewers said, keep us turned on. I guess he's talking in reference to the men.
Keep them turned on, ladies. Like,
well, that goes for men too. The men got to do the same thing too. They have to keep the woman turned on. They have to court the woman, and whatever the fellas may do out there, I don't know. But the roses are a good thing, but that's just so like traditional. Like, oh, he got me some roses. Not that the woman don't appreciate them, but do something else. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you want to put the rose petals on the bed, or draw her bath water, or bathe her, or give her a massage. I don't know. If she's a woman that shave her. I guess I don't. I mean, what is your ideal husband, and what the things he can do to keep you from what he did in the beginning? If you don't mind me asking and putting you on blast.
I mean, I just need a dude that's gonna always be honest with me, always communicate. Those are the first two major things. Like, don't freaking lie to me, dude. You can do a whole lot of things, but if you lie to me, that means you are manipulating me. And
so that's your deal breaker.
That's my deal breaker. If you're a liar. Right?
Okay, now, if I told you the truth that I was cheating,
yeah,
but I really, really don't like this woman, it was just I was horny.
You bust a nut.
Right.
Okay.
Would you stay with me?
How often you cheating?
It was just this one time.
No, it wasn't, nigga. How often are you cheating? See, now we having a conversation.
Now I'm telling you the truth.
No,
I'm telling you the truth.
We talking about it.
Okay.
So how often are you doing this?
Okay. I may have because I'm nervous now.
Now you're nervous. See,
I may have
men don't want to have them hard conversations.
I may have cheated 3 times, but the other 2 times before the sex it was just text messaging and sending pictures.
Okay. Why are you doing that?
Because you was tired every time you came home.
So that's what made you send a text message? Because you was
because I don't jack off. You know I don't jack off.
So what did the text message do for you?
Well, from the responses, it was turning me on, and I was like, "Are you really about that? Can you do this and can you do that?"
But you didn't hit it. It was just text.
Well, after the second time of cheating, social medially, and is that a word?
Social medially?
Yeah, off of social media.
Okay.
And text message, I cheated, and it got physical.
Oh, okay. So yeah, y'all started off communicating via social media, and then it moved to y'all ended up meeting up and hitting it. Right. And you say the reason that you were doing all of these things is because I'm tired.
Yeah, you tired. You wasn't showing no interest in me from what you was doing in the beginning to want me. That's what you said. Do what you was doing in the beginning, in the end, and I think that you lost touch of that.
And see,
as well as touching me.
This is why I say communication is my second thing, because if we're not having these conversations, I can't gain understanding as to why you do the fuck shit you do, right? So now I'm like, okay, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not human. It's not okay for me to get tired because you have needs that
but damn, you always tired.
Okay, so then on my end as a woman, I have to say, okay, I have to put more of an effort in to not be tired. So honey, what can you do to help me help us?
Let's have sex.
No, I'm tired. So I must have a whole lot of responsibilities or something going on. What can you do to help me help us? To help me not be so tired? How can we both contribute to make this work? Those will be my questions.
Well, but allow me to venture out every now and then. Long as I'm bringing home the bag.
See,
that's what you said. That's what you said.
When you tell him, when you are honest with a man and you tell him that certain things don't really move you like that, they kind of you give them an inch and they take a mile, right? So no, I'm not gonna give you a free pass to go out and do whatever because I'm gonna hit you upside your head when you walk through the door. That's not a free pass.
Now you being violent.
Yeah, right. I could be that way. But listen, it's not a free pass. It means that, hey, listen, you need to control how you do things. And maybe certain things won't move me immediately. But if you're just a serial cheater, then I might not want to deal with you because there's too much stuff out here in these streets.
Okay, we have one of our viewers, and I mean, he on the road. He said, don't be mean. Learn how to talk to a man and let him be that man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that we have an issue with communication. I just said that. Like a lot of relationships have an issue with communication. And if they communicate more, then they'll gain a greater understanding. And then we can work out what's really going on because this is just my belief, my opinion. We all entitled to an opinion. I believe people cheat a lot less when they're really fully engaged in that relationship and they are getting a full effort from their partner. I believe that when they are really engaged and both are giving a full effort, it's kind of hard for them to put their mind on, I'm going to go and cheat. Mm-hmm. You know, they may entertain little things, hit like on social media or whatever, but when they're fully engaged in that relationship, I don't believe that people cheat as often as people say they do. I just don't, because you're too in depth with that situation. You know what I mean? Your mind is too into that situation to be thinking about doing all these other things.
Well, I have a question for you. On your page today, one of your followers said, I think it was 8 years. The person said 8 years of wasted marriage.
They was married 11 years and wasted 11 years of their lives.
Do you think that can honestly happen?
Yes.
Okay, now let me tell you why I don't think so. Because, okay, you invest in this person for 11 years. You're going to go through your ups. You're going to go through your downs. In a 3 or 4 year time, you can decide if you want to leave this person, which I think what you said, after 3 years, go back and.
Right, the marriage license expiring.
The misdemeanor, that diva marriage license expiration date. We need to send that to Congress.
Okay.
You patent that.
Okay.
I'm telling you, after the day, you need to go do that. But anyway, we use the misdemeanor, that diva, marriage, 3 years, patent, whatever we call it. Mm-hmm. So you have a chance to leave or to go on with your relationship. Now, in this time that you married this person before the 11 years, at some point in time, you was in love with him, right?
Absolutely.
Right. You did a lot of things together.
I would think that a lot of people are not getting married for love anymore. But okay, I'm on the path of where you're going, though. Right.
So now
we would think that.
Let's just say, we would hope that. So let's just say in these 6 or 5 years, now we have kids. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that person, she did say that they had kids.
Okay. Now we have.
That's the only thing she had to show for it.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
You're ruining my story because I read it too.
Oh, okay.
So now let's just say in these 6 years we have kids, which it was a blessing for the both of us.
Okay.
They had all their toes and fingers.
Correct.
No mental disabilities.
Right.
Healthy, beautiful.
Great kids.
Mm-hmm. Grow up, graduated from college. They graduated from college, right? Their kids graduated from college, right?
Well, 11 years, no, probably not. But,
okay, well, going to high school, right, on the path to graduate from school. Mm-hmm. Good kids. Not in trouble. So even though the differences that me and you may have, I'm not regretting any of those 11 years because we started a beautiful family. It wasn't no problems. Yeah, we had our ups and downs, disagreements. Mm-hmm. And then our kids come along. We probably went to games or musicals to watch our kids or whatever, to support our kids. And we was together. Even though through our difficulties, we may have.
So you saying that
I wouldn't regret.
It really wasn't a waste because you got the kids out the deal.
Well, not necessarily out the kids out the deal because I married you too, because I loved you at some point of time. And even though we getting this divorce, it ain't that I don't love you. I'm just not in love with you anymore. I've
had people to tell me that they got married for stability. I've had people to tell me.
I saw that.
Okay. So actually,
you used me.
There was no love. That's what I'm saying. In that situation, there was no love. Love didn't play. It wasn't a factor in that situation. It was more so, I'm marrying him for stability.
Like and what our reviewer just said, for comfort.
You see what I'm saying? That's messed up. Companionship. Mm-hmm. I've heard somebody say, I married my husband for companionship. Well, just so
they ain't have no friends.
Not that they didn't have any friends, but they wanted to have a man in the house with them, or they wanted a man in their bed. And so they married that person for companionship.
Do some people marry individuals just to say that they married?
A lot of them do.
Wow.
A lot of them have a point to prove. Oh,
I'm married.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate when people who are married look down their nose at people who aren't, people who are single or what have you, because a lot of you, not to say all of you, not to say a great majority, but a lot of you are in bullshit marriages. Y'all are in situations where it's a lie. Old girl just had your dude laid up in her bed a few minutes ago. He ain't come home 3 days straight. They went on vacation together. But then when he come back from vacation with his gal, his side piece, you posting on, he home now. So you posting pictures because y'all happy. Y'all, you pretending to be happy. That's a lie. It's fake. You know what I mean? Or yeah, you in a situation, y'all so happy or whatever, and you got a point to prove, but you getting your butt whooped. He beating your butt. Or vice versa, because there's some women out here that beat on men. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just crazy. Like, why do you have to put on this facade? You're not happy. You're not happy. So what? I mean, why do you care that much about what people say about you that you're going to put yourself in a situation where you looking all raggedy and stuff because you unhappy? You're stressed out. Look at you, hair falling out. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Now, let me ask you this question, which is the topic of our show. He or she won't commit, but want to play house. How long do you accept the uncommitment outside of, I just want to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, to, and this go, I'm going to say this 50-50, but women, y'all really win on this, so it may be 60-40. To a man coming to live with you in your home, driving your car, you paying almost all the utilities, and he may be paying, I don't know what they pay now, trash or whatever the case may be. Should a woman accept that? Do that also goes into and weigh into they just comfortable to having somebody in their house, or saying that I got me a man, me and my man doing this?
So let me ask you this question. If a man can have all those things, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't put a standard in place, you don't put something in place that says this is this is my expectations. Do you truly believe that that person is going to at some point say, okay, we need to get married? Why buy the cow when I can have the milk for free?
I don't think the man would ask that, because I think so many men, excuse me, fellas, if I'm wrong, you have the right to come on this show and prove me wrong. I think a lot of men, they accept the situation they in without further or stronger responsibilities within marriage. Because if you girlfriend and boyfriend, we can break up. Yeah, we went together for 8 years. Ain't no ties. I'm pretty sure in between that time in the African American community, they probably had some kids or whatever the case may be. So I don't think they necessarily look at it as in, damn, I really lost Miss Mina, that diva, I can move on. But with a marriage, you are told, and it is written in the book, that you need to fight for what you have. You're going to go through ups and downs. You are my helpmeet that we talked about.
So then the marriage is what ties you to this. So that's what I'm saying. So now you can't just jump out of that situation like you could have if y'all were just dating.
I'm not saying you couldn't.
The marriage you shouldn't. You should fight more because you have a piece of paper.
And then I agree with the fight, but it went back to what you said a couple of minutes ago. We should communicate. If it's something that's bothering me that I know that's hurting you, we should talk about it. We may not should talk about it right then at that time, because I'm heated, you heated, no telling what I want to call you, no telling what you want to call me. But the next day, somebody got to have a civil mind and say, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize. And you probably wasn't even wrong, but I was wrong. But you just setting a foot in the standard as to we can move on from this. We're better people. I'm not trying to lose you. I don't want you to go nowhere. So,
but shouldn't that be the norm if you're in a relationship, period? Like a piece of paper should make you
I don't think it's the norm, because nobody is being taught or nobody like knows how to deal with that. It ain't no book on marriage. You have different professors and counselors writing their book, but who's to say they write about what's going on in your life? I had a family member tell me, we had to get together, and they were saying like let's just say in a marriage, and me and you fall out. You can go around your girlfriends. I can go around my boyfriend. My boyfriend. Hey, I'm not gay. I can go around my homeboys, and ain't nothing wrong with gay people. I don't need the LGBT alphabet people coming after me. But I can go around my homeboys, and I can be like, man, and they probably use the bitch word. Man, this bitch did this. I'm tired. I'm gonna leave her alone. Who you think the homeboy is gonna agree with? They're gonna be on my side.
Why though? If you're not right.
That's I don't. Some may.
I'm not that.
Some may tell you. Some may tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Or you may go around your girlfriends or family members, and you mad at me. So most likely they're gonna be on your side unless you have them family members to say, Miss Mina, that diva, you was wrong.
I would hope that I have family or friends around me that's gonna tell me the truth.
Okay.
Because that fake shit is what has a lot of people messed up too. Everybody doesn't do a good job all the time.
Right. So, but my point of that being is, just because I'm mad at you and you mad at me, or you a person that haven't been married or in a long-term relationship, because we know each other, so I know who you been dating and this and that. You can't tell, my friends can't tell me how to love you. Because
they can't tell you how to love me, but they can tell you when you're wrong, and they can tell you when you want something shady.
I agree.
Okay, so we have to wrap up so we can pay some bills. But tell me what y'all think. Hit me in the comments. Let us know what you guys think about that.
And we'll be back. I am Zeke the 5 Foot Freak with my co-host,
Miss Mina that Diva.
And we'll be back.
We'll be right back.
All right, we are back. That was Mr. Justin Bieber. Sometimes we go around. That kind of
Justin
fit.
Bieber.
Bieber.
This guy said Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber.
Well, we are back. The title of our show is He or She Won't Commit, but Want to Play House. Now, we left off on Miss Mina, that diva, saying that, you know, why people don't commit if they've been in a relationship for a long period of time. Sometimes I think for as men, we are the ones weighing out the option more than we should be because we comfortable just living in the house and not trying to make that commitment and being married, but is willing to be with a woman for 5 and 6 years. Now, I'm not saying that after 3 years you should get married, but what I can tell you, and you may disagree or agree, within 6 months, you know if you're going to be with somebody or not.
So here's my question. Do you feel that women should be more reserved in the things that they are that they allow men to have or get away with in the courting period? Like, for instance, a woman that has standards on whether or not she'll let you spend the night at her house, whether or not she'll actually sleep with you in the beginning, you know, the perks that you usually get from commitment or marriage or whatever. Do you feel that men would live up to those expectations or fail?
I think they'll fail in them expectations nowadays. You know, back in the days when our grandparents was going through relationships and they was courting, they understood the respect. So, you know, they probably waited out 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes even a year to be in a relationship with someone. Well, nowadays, like I just said, if I'm with somebody for 6 months, and let's just say you and I didn't have sex in 6 months, I'm probably gone.
With the new age where we are in this day and time. So men are not willing to wait. They're not. That's not an option for women.
Fellas, you can beat me up. That's just my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, just come on to the show and prove me wrong.
So how does a woman get a man to take her seriously, one, and live up to those expectations of, hey, you know, I want marriage, I want this and that? How do you get them to live up to that if it's out the window these days?
I think first and foremost, you have to know your worth. If you don't know your own worth, I mean, you just allowing the guy to do whatever he want to do with you. And maybe it can be self-fulfilling for you. Maybe you want to get off. You like having sex. The guy may like having sex. Maybe you don't want to wait because you probably had sex with somebody else. Sometimes guys weigh weaknesses on women. If you're a woman and you had a kid and you telling me I want to wait, some of these young guys, older too, may say, well, damn, you already got a kid, ain't like you ain't fucking.
Or I didn't have sex before.
Right.
You're right. I get that. But it's like, it's shady because it's like women want men to live up to a certain expectation. They also want men to be, you know, committed and accountable. But at the same time, we're in competition with looseness. Mm-hmm. And if the reserved woman is competing with the woman that's more loose, it seems that the one who's reserved loses every time.
Well, we have a post, one of our posts, and they resent it to me again. And this is from Miss Nikki. She's out of Austin, Texas, but she has sent, when married, why do men feel like it's okay that they can entertain these females and then get mad when they get caught messaging them? We got a hump out of the studio too.
That's a good question. Why do men entertain? I mean, listen, we understand that you guys are visual creatures. I say that all the time. I'm really understanding to the fact that men are visual creatures. My question is, why are you so sloppy with your shit? Like, for instance, if you know you have a wife or a woman at home, why do you have to be so sloppy in the things you do, knowing that females can be petty, they screenshot stuff, they put you on blast? Why would you put yourself out there like that? Like, it's okay to like, it's okay to comment maybe something real, basic or whatever. But when you going to the extent of jumping in somebody's DM as if they wouldn't, and then y'all, look, I have gotten them myself. These pictures of y'all penises. It's not okay for y'all just to send y'all's penis via social media to any old this and that. That's the new norm. Y'all are posting pictures of or sending a girl pictures of your penis. Half of y'all ain't even equipped to send a picture of your penis and you're sending it. We don't want to see that crap. That doesn't turn us on.
So y'all don't want to see that?
Hell no. And if it's little, we really don't want. We laughing at you. And guess what? I'm not going to even lie. If you just send me a picture. So women ain't asking for the picture. Now, some have. You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep real all across the board now.
Some do. But here's my thing. If you sending a picture of your penis that wasn't requested and you little, you best believe I done showed all my homegirls how little your pink is because you play too much. I didn't ask you for that crap.
Well,
so why did you send it to
they
me?
like the pink?
Who liked
it? Whatever you call it.
None of them liked it.
How you know?
Because I showed it to them. None of them liked it. It was scrangy and little and ugly.
They may have said that to you, but like, shit, I get on that.
I know what I know what they'll get on and what they wouldn't. And if I look at it and say, oh, no, when they looked at it, they said the same thing without me having to say anything. So when you violate, I violate you. Just understand. And most women gonna violate you when you violate them. So if you sending penis pics and we didn't request them, you best believe we passing it around talking about you. Now that's what you get. But you need to stay out of people's DMs with that crap, and you in a relationship. Social media is the demise of relationships because y'all stupid in the stuff that y'all do on this social media. Y'all take it too damn far. Like, have some reservations about the things that you do. Don't do everything. Don't send everything. Because you're getting caught up. And why you mad? Because you sloppy and you got caught.
Because they got caught?
Yeah, that was the question. Why are men mad that they get caught? Because they sending these DMs to these floozies. Well, what you mad at? Because she caught you?
That's what a lot of guys be upset about.
Well, tighten up, bucko.
Bucko.
Tighten up, little homie. You're messing up in these streets. Tighten up. Fix that with your trifling self.
You want to say trifling ass.
You know what I'm saying? With a picture of their penis all in people DMs looking all wrinkled and ashy and shit. So we don't like that.
So when they send the DMs, let's just say they send you a DM and you show it to one of your girlfriends, and the girlfriend be like, I know he didn't. Is that a no he didn't because they probably messing with the individual? I'm just asking.
I don't know if it's I know he didn't. But most of the time when I'm cracking on their ass, I be like, girl, look at this scraggly thing that they done sent across this social media. It looks ridiculous.
Okay, now I have a question for you, Miss Mina that Diva. You have once posted, it's raining outside. I just need somebody to cook.
And fondle.
Feed
them and fondle them.
Do you ask for the DM pic to see if it's okay for you to fondle and feed them before they come over? Or send they?
I don't do no social media hookups. I'm not finna.
It's somebody that you previously know.
Yeah, I gotta be screwing you already to invite you over to be fondled and fed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that. So fellas, don't be inboxing Miss Mina that Diva just because she may put a post and you like, shit, she talking to me.
Nah, I got Negroes in rotation, but when they get fired and then I hire some new ones. But no, we ain't just getting on social media and saying, oh, come over. I just met you off of social media. Hell no, that's not how we do things. People coming up dead. It's crazy in these streets these days. That's not what we do. Me, I have people in rotation. I'm a single girl. And so I might be dating 6 or 7 of them, but only sleep with one. And And that's how most single women are out here doing. And when the one that ain't doing it, that is getting the booty, he fall off or he mess up, then he fall out of rotation. And the 6 that's been in rotation, one of them get booted up. You know, you get a what you call it?
A booty call?
A promotion.
A promotion.
Yeah. And then you add the next one to it, so you get your 7 back in rotation. You got you a new one. But somebody gonna get promoted. But you're not gonna call me in the middle of the day and just meet me on social media and come by my. I don't want you to know where I live at. No, that's trash. And ladies, y'all got to do better. If y'all letting these Negroes come through your crib, don't let them come by, because then they start stalking and shit.
Well, here we go. We have 30 minutes, and we fit to get into questions and posts off of social media with Miss Mina that diva.
Okay.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Here we go. If you are in a relationship, you should be dating for marriage, not dating for fun, because you would be dating for a heartbreak.
Some people don't believe in marriage. Not that they don't believe in marriage. They just don't want to be married. They want to still date. They still want to involve themselves with somebody and be with somebody. They just don't want to go through I'm getting married. That whole signing a paper, signing your life away. Now you locked in.
But why would you look at it as signing your life away? You're not signing your life away.
Because there's a lot of people, for a single person, it's scary because there's a lot of people out here in bullcrap marriages. We said that already. It's a lot of people out here in phony fake marriages that's going through a whole lot. And it's scary to think that I'm watching this person go through hell and high water, and they in it because they're married. And
I'm gonna tell you, the main reason why I picked this one, that I like this one, and I made sure I brought it to our show, because you always state, and I believe in everything you say, but some men will look at it as being a man being a hoe or a woman being a hoe. But you said people don't know how to date. They need to date numerous people.
They need to date. Like you need.
And I agree with you.
You do. Because then if you put yourself in a situation where you commit to this person and this person ain't worth nothing and you committed to them. But look at this. People say, oh, we got to get married. Oprah and Stedman been together for umpteen years and they ain't married.
And she's still with Stedman?
And they still together to this day.
Well, my next question is, wife sounds better than girlfriend, but single sounds better than stupid.
Absolutely. And I would rather be a single than be a stupid. So
if you married, is it that person is stupid, or the stuff that they are allowing to happen throughout their relationship is labeling or people seeing them as stupid? What kind of person do you have to be? And see, I look at other people's situation and I ask myself, what has to be going on with myself for me to accept some shit like this? Like, illegitimate kids. You having all these damn kids on me. It's one thing that you out here and you done something, but now I have to be in a position to interact, engage with your with your cheat babies, and you keep doing it, and you keep having kids on me. So at what point do I say, damn, enough is enough? Is there a point where you never say enough is enough because you're married and this is what you signed up for? Because I don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like that just because we're married, you free to do whatever the hell you want to do, and I'm supposed to put up with it because I said for better or for worse. That's not the better or worse I signed up for. I signed up for a broken leg or some shit. I ain't signed up for all these damn babies. Well, one of our viewers, Mr. Greg, said the ring symbol's a circle. It's never ending. So I'm thinking if me and you married and I may have messed up down the line, that ring I put on your damn finger is never ending. So you ain't going no goddamn well. Well, then I'm going to have to hit you upside your goddamn head. How about that? Because either I'm going to beat your ass
or we're not gonna be together. But something finna happen because you're not gonna keep playing with me in these streets. So while I'm out here looking stupid, you out here with a busted head. We equal now. I'm okay. You got stitches from here to here, and I'm looking stupid. We both looking stupid together. How about that?
Okay, my next question, and this is my thing. I tell some of my male friends this all the time, especially if they're in a relationship and they may be not necessarily want to mess with somebody else, but like, man, damn, she fine, whoop the whoop, whoop the whoop. This is what I have to say to them. But hold on, let me read this.
Okay.
If she looks good and single, then she's the problem. But before you answer, this is my question to them. She can look good as hell. But my question to myself is, why is she single?
Because she has standards that men won't live up to.
Why couldn't it be that she's the problem?
Why it can't be that she has standards that these
Halle
men...
Berry was fine as hell, but we seen everything in the media about her, how crazy she was. She needed psychological help.
I don't appreciate men labeling women as crazy when y'all do stuff that's messed up and we pop off. We pop off because y'all done fucked up. And so what you expect me to do when you out here in these streets running amok? You don't expect me to go upside your damn head? You don't expect me to want to run over your ass with my car? You don't expect me to bust your windows out, fool? You don't want me to come in your mama house and act a fool? Damn. You don't expect none of these things to happen, huh? You don't want me to walk in a restaurant and catch you with Sally and pop you upside your head in the restaurant in front of everybody. That you don't want that to happen because now we crazy.
Ms.
Now
Dana,
we psycho.
Why you gotta do all that?
No, I'm just saying but that's the way we feel because now we emotional.
So you feel like you gotta harm me, hurt me,
you harmed me,
run over me with a car,
you hurt me,
bust me upside my head,
all them goddamn things to make you understand that.
But I ain't put my hands on you though.
You put your hands on my heart. You hurt my heart and my mind, and I can't get over it because it's gonna be in my head. I'm gonna keep replaying the same thing. What did I do? Did I deserve this? Was I slacking? I'm gonna be playing this over and over in my mind, and it's not my fault. It's your damn fault. So guess what? I need to relieve some of this frustration, and you the person that caused it.
God damn.
Ladies, don't be mad at the other girl. It ain't her fault. It's that Negro fault that you made this commitment to. So bust that Negro upside his head. Yeah, I'm promoting violence. Don't do it. But I'm just saying, what you expect for us to do?
Y'all see what I go through?
Just crying.
It's even worse.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you did this now. I can believe you did it. Now, when I bust your windows out and bust your head, believe I did that. I mean, we gonna be in this together. This is what it is.
So that's how women really be thinking.
I promise if every woman acted on what they thought when they caught your ass, if they acted on it,
it'll be a lot of y'all ass in the penitentiary.
Got doggone right. Like that woman who, you see, that woman didn't stay in the news that long. The one who caught her husband coming out the hotel or something, she ran over his ass and then she put the car in reverse.
No, she did stay in. She did like 15 years.
Well, whatever. She didn't stay in the news too long because the women was like,
that happened in Houston.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to start doing to their ass. That's how we feel. We actually feel like in that moment, dude, you just walked up to the house and you got a whole baby that you done had, and we've been married for 5 years, and you got this baby on your hip with a knapsack for him to spend a night and diapers and this and that, and I'm your wife. And in that moment, you don't think as the wife that this wife saying, nigga, I can bust you upside your damn head right now. You don't think she thinking that? What y'all be thinking we thinking?
One of our viewers, which is a relative, said, damn.
I mean, what do y'all think we think? How do y'all continue to take our kindness for weakness and think that women are just supposed to take this abuse? That's freaking abuse. You don't have to hit me. You mentally fucking me up.
But if I ain't putting my hands on you, Miss Minnie,
I would prefer a Negro to grab me, jack me around before you do some mental abuse. Because mental abuse,
you like that physical stuff. See, that'll turn you on. That's why
you know what I'm saying. A little bit. No, this is what I'm saying. I don't want to beat me, but I'm saying physical abuse. Mental abuse is far worse than physical. I truly believe that. I believe that when you get into a person's head and you mess them off like that, that's what makes people become, that's where a crime of passion comes in. In that moment, they went insane. They went completely crazy and killed their husband or killed their wife in that moment that they caught them in the bed with somebody else at their house. They went crazy.
But we have another
temporary
one. Our relatives right out of Dallas. He says, hands off, move forward. I say,
hands off, move forward.
Move forward. Like, don't put your hands on them. Just move on.
Right, but when you're married and you vowed to each other and you said for better or for worse, and now you're tied into it, y'all got businesses together, got money tied up, you can't just move on, because then he gonna be like Wendy Williams' husband and take majority of what you had or whatever to go. So I gotta knock this Negro upside his head before he go. He gonna be mentally ill like me by the time he leave, because I'm gonna knock his sense out.
Well, that was cousin Val that made that statement. She's just on Mark's post. But what about Miss Erica said, I'd rather stay inside and safe. I don't want it. I'm scared.
You don't want what? To be married? I see why, girl, because these people out here putting you in situations where you want to kill them. These men, y'all need to stop playing with women's emotions. I promise these women are not taking that thing.
So they lying to these men when they find out that the man is cheating or doing this, when they be like, I don't care, you can have her, but they really hurt. Men too. Men are weak too. They be hurt too.
Y'all don't take that shit.
We ain't doing what we ain't fit to run over nobody in a car. We ain't fit to hit you upside your head with a bottle. Not all men. Some men are.
Y'all not even gonna accept the cheat. A woman cheat on y'all, it's over. See, and that's what we need to do. Women need to stop accepting this shit
on the road.
And stop taking that shit. And when they mess up the first time, kick their ass out. Go on about your business, homie. Go on about you. Do what you do. I don't have time for it. Go ahead.
God damn. Okay, next question. Oh, this is a good one.
Go. What
is the first thing you notice about the opposite sex, and what are your must-haves in a relationship? I already know one. You just told me you want honesty. Don't lie.
What's the first thing I notice about the opposite sex?
Well, I kind of know one of them. If they in gray pants, you looking at the print. I was just going to
say that. All the women be looking, don't lie, girl. You know you, girl. Quit lying, girl. You know you be looking at that little print in them gray pants, girl.
That's what we really, if they gray.
Now, what if they don't have a print?
Ooh, he a shorty, huh?
That's not necessarily true. The reason why I asked that.
Oh, it's because, the draws y'all wear?
No, because like myself, I wear tights. I wear compression shorts. Being a former coach athlete, and all of that. Right. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of tights that I wear. So I'm not going to have a print. It doesn't mean that I'm not well endowed, but I'm just
well, I'll be with your well endowed. Okay. Well,
I'm just saying I wear compression shorts. So if you was to assume that I'm not packing, then that's your fault.
Yeah. But we don't typically pass on the dude. I mean, we look at them shady, but we understand that some of y'all are athletes and y'all wear those compression shorts and stuff. But she gonna find a reason to find out whether or not it is what it is or it ain't.
I'm just saying.
And what is it? What are your must-haves in a relationship?
Yeah, what are your must-haves in a relationship?
I said honesty. I said communication, and we got to keep it spicy. I don't want no boring ass relationship. I don't. Mm-hmm. We got to be nasty too. If you're not nasty and you don't match my nasty, I don't like you. We not equally yoked in the nastiness.
You know what?
We got to be together on some things.
I had a conversation with a friend, and we talked about that. And I think one of the hardest things for men is if me and you are equal on the nastiness, I shouldn't be asking you like who you did that with, where you learned how to do that.
Yeah.
If I'm getting sexually satisfied or aroused in the pre-sexual entertainment that we're about to have, that's all that matters, because my thing is she get down, I get down, we enjoying one another. Or if you never did the things that I've done to you, I'm hoping that it arouses you, excites you, and you want more of it because I'm gonna want more of what you letting me have.
Yeah. I think people would cheat a lot less if they were compatible with who they decided to settle down with and be with. Like if y'all are compatible in that way, y'all get nasty with each other, and it shouldn't matter who did what to what before you guys got together. That doesn't matter. I know a lot of guys say that they don't want a woman that's not experienced. They want somebody that has that experience. So you wanted me to be. You knew you wanted a slut when you married the slut.
You know, it's crazy. My sister once told me before I got into one of my past relationships, she was like, bro, I know what you're looking at, but the looks are conceiving you in how you are. Meaning you're looking at all that beauty and all that, but this person not sexual compatible to you because the things that you were saying to her jokingly, she's looking at you like, oh my God, like,
right.
Why are you talking to me that? But if it was somebody that I said something that you like, you get down like that, you talking.
You know what I'm saying?
But I get down.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We done rocked your world, boy. You gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah, but you find somebody that you compatible with, and just because she got a fat butt and she look like this, don't mean she a freak. So some people be wondering, dang, she got that dude and he fine as hell, or looking at the girl and how he get her, and they compatible in a lot of ways.
We have one of our viewers. He said he's a bodybuilder. And he say us bodybuilders get that about us, talking about they don't have no print, they don't have no package.
Y'all done shriveled it
up. They have nothing down low. Oh well, laughing out loud.
Most of the excitement
come
bodybuilders don't though.
But wouldn't the excitement come about them being able to toss you up, pick you up?
But you can pick me up and toss me. But you ain't got nothing to do with. What I'm gonna need you to toss me for?
But that tongue game may be the bomb. Bodybuilder, that finger game may be strong. That don't excite you?
Hell no.
Well, moving on. Well, the next one is a disagreement with a toxic partner will turn into an argument. That turns into a bigger problem. A disagreement with a divine partner will turn into conversation that will lead to change behavior or a solution. It's important you know the difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you have a person that you're trying to deal with that's childish as hell, okay, that is so immature that you can come to this person and try to communicate about anything. And let me say this before I say that. I always say communication is key, but comprehension means a whole lot too. Because I can communicate with you a whole lot. And if you don't understand, you too dumb to understand or whatever, then me communicating is not going to matter because you can't comprehend what I'm trying to communicate. So comprehension goes hand in hand with communication. But if you have a person that's just completely negative and you trying to communicate with this person, and this person always turns a conversation into an argument, I don't like them kind of people. Like, why I can't just come to you and talk to you about stuff without it always being an argument? How are we supposed to be able to elevate or grow or even educate and learn, in this relationship if I can't communicate with you?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's because you're guilty as hell. That's why we can't communicate, because whatever we trying to talk about, you guilty of, and you don't want to take ownership. But guess what? Your ass got to grow up and take ownership for a lot of the things that you do wrong because you're not perfect.
Well, you have a follower, Miss Val. She's on your side, but I guess it is what it is. But my thing is with this, a disagreement with a partner will turn into an argument, turns into a bigger problem. I think a lot of times when a disagreement comes about, it's because that partner of the opposite that's brought in the situation to the conversation is the one that's doing something wrong. Because if I can say, you may have caught me cheating before, or maybe just ask me a question. Babe, where you been? And I just pop off and start going off.
You guilty.
Evidently, I'm doing something wrong. But I ain't gonna necessarily say guilty because you may say, babe, where you been? And I pop off. I may have had a bad day at work. I may have had a blowout coming home. May have been in a wreck. Probably tried to call you when I ran out of gas, but you ain't answer the phone. So I think that goes hand in hand back to what you always say, communication is the key. Because if I don't know, you can't assume that I know.
I'm not going to bed mad. We're not doing that shit. I'm not living in a household where we walking around and I'm mad at you about something and you mad at me about something and we ignoring each other. We passing up each other like we strangers in the house together. Hell no. If you a stranger, get the hell on. If we in the house together and we can't communicate, I need to laugh. I need to smile. We need to be having fun every single day, or at least put effort into having fun in our relationship every single day. You're supposed to be my best friend. So why the hell would I be in a relationship where we have to argue about everything and we can't communicate about nothing?
We don't need to be together.
No.
I need to move around.
Yeah, I am moving around.
Now, this one right here is for the fellas. And let me tell you something. When I saw this, it spoke so much truth, because a lot of us don't understand that when you think you the man or you doing all of this, you a goddamn lie. If you think that your woman is just, oh, I'm into him and you ain't doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you a lie. But this is what it says. At least 5 ninjas try to talk to your girl a day. That's 35 ninjas a week, which is 140 ninjas a month, which is 1,680 ninjas a year. If you think your female dog turned down 1,680 ninjas, you a goddamn fool.
Why? Because men can't, because men.
Yeah, get it together. Get it together.
Listen,
get it together.
Women are conditioned to this type of stuff. Believe it or not, women are hit on every single day. If she not a booger wolf and she not
so men ain't hit on every single day.
Women are hit on every single day, multiple times a day. So we are already conditioned to not to deal with that type of stuff. Like, we already know how to handle it. Men, on the other hand, if 35 women a day was hitting on y'all can't even handle yourself on social media. So we know damn well you can't handle yourself in the streets and multiple women hitting on you. Maybe that's why it's set up that way. Women don't usually hit on men. Men are supposed to be the ones that chase or whatever. But yeah, women are conditioned already to accept that behavior. We know we're going to get the whistles and the stares and the this and that. We don't give a damn about that.
But the men get it too.
Y'all don't get it as often.
How you gonna just say the men don't get it as often?
Because y'all don't get, women don't hit on men as often as men hit on women.
So women don't hit on men?
Not as often as men hit on women.
So if you see a nice looking brother, you don't say, hello, how you doing? I know it ain't gonna be a Whataburger brother, but if you don't go, you nice looking.
Nah, I give him a look, but usually he'd have to have had said something or made the advancement first. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, every now and then I'll give a man a compliment or whatever, but it's rare that women will just step to a dude, because we feel like men are the hunters by nature, and if a man is attracted, they're gonna let you know. And so women play it cool in that way, but we used to y'all hollering at us.
Oh my goodness. I
mean, we deal with that on a regular basis. So no, we can turn down now if we pissed off, that's when them numbers get to, I'll call you, don't call me. Let dude at home start acting a fool. Because see, if we really did the stuff that men did, y'all wouldn't be able to handle it. Women are way better players than men.
I agree with that. I do not disagree with you.
We can run circles around y'all ass if we wanted to.
I agree with that.
So don't make us look. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. You feel me? So don't make me do this to you if you don't want it done to you. You know what I'm saying?
You can't handle it.
And you can't, and you know you can't handle it. I know most of us
fellas can't handle it when our feelings in it. My last one, and this is more towards the females to the guys. Am I the only female wish I can change genders for a day just to see what's the difference in the 2 orgasms?
Man, I ask that question all the time. Like, I've asked this question.
You would like to know what how a guy orgasm feel like compared to your orgasm?
Yeah, what it feel like. I want to know what coochie feel like too. Because I I want to know, you know what I'm saying? No, not like what it feel like. Like, I want to know
what it feel like to have a penis in the coochie.
In the coochie, like if I had a penis.
Right.
Like, what does that feel like? Because when you ask a man, I'll be like, you say it's good and it's juicy and it's wet and it's warm, but it's not hot, but it's almost hot. Tell me what it feel like. And y'all say the same thing. It's real warm.
Damn, it's grabbing.
And it's real warm, and it's like a tight and a warm and a wet at the same time.
Well, that's like a goddamn tub. And if I'm washing, I'm trying to figure out what is the feeling. What is that feeling? Like a woman has an orgasm, and the feeling that the woman gets when she's about to have an orgasm is like a vibration on the inside of her body that sends a sensation to every single nerve in her body, all the way to the tips of her hair. And it makes her just, ooh, it's like a vibrating sensation. The orgasm for the woman over your entire body, even your hair follicles be vibrating and shit.
You ain't the only one, because Mrs. Jones say she want to know too.
She want to know. We want to know because y'all can't explain it. Y'all act like y'all can't explain it, but it's the best feeling in the world. So why you can't explain what feels so great?
Hell, y'all can't explain.
I just did.
Well, look, this is the end of our show, but before we get into our recognize the people that support our show. We had got some good news yesterday. Stixx and Stone Cigars, maybe one of our big sponsors of our show. It's a cigar company. They had reached out to me through Mr. Duke Eugene.
Whatever.
What's Eugene's last name?
Eugene.
Through Mr. Eugene Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have a little thing going on with them. So if you haven't seen throughout our show, we've been advertising and marketing them throughout our show through the advertisement. Also, Mr. Eric Hunter, he has a show coming out called O'Shea. He's a movie producer. And we also
be giving him all that right now?
Right. Yeah, we're supposed to.
Oh.
And he's reached out to us. So we may have a Zeke Freaky Tales with Miss Mina That Diva in his show. So we've been marketing and advertising him throughout the show as well. So if you've seen the marketing and advertisement, that was the reason why, because we may be affiliated with them somewhere down the line. So please tune into their Instagram and their social media pages. Eric Hunter, O'Shea, Speaking Bullets is on Facebook. You can peep them out. Stixx and Stone Cigars is also on Facebook and Instagram. Peep them out. Follow them if you're a person that's in cigars. So further ado, want to give a big shout out to Bench Bullion, Busy Bee Cab Stand, Stixx and Stone Cigars, who I just told you all about, Element 7 Salon, Trade Photography, Jack Quay's Chicken and Waffles. That's another big sponsor of ours. Maduro Cigar and Lounge is another big cigar.
Make sure you guys
big sponsor of ours.
Right. Make sure you guys stay in tune for that mixer that we're throwing.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do
live
that
at Maduro Cigar Lounge. We are working out the kinks with that. We look forward to seeing you there.
And then I think we're going to invite 10 or 20 people. So the first 10 or 20 people that reach out to us that want to be sitting in on our show, you'll be invited to that. Meeks Smells That Sells. You can see her in the advertisement as well. If you're into Scentsy products, please follow her on Facebook. National Scouting Service, NBA Kennels. If you're into pets, you can reach out to them. They on Instagram, correct?
Mm-hmm. Exotic Bullies
on Instagram. Picture Perfect Photography, Tommy Napoli Personal Chef, Ugn-B Productions. He's on YouTube. Please follow him. He's a phenomenal guy. We've been on like 2 of his shows. He's been on 3 of our shows. So please reach out and support him. I already told you all about Eric Hunter, movie producer of O'Shea. Words of Bullets. That's what it's called. Words of Bullets. He got a movie coming out, and they just landed a big deal with a lot of promotions and production. So look for them to come out as well. You have anything you want to add?
Great show tonight, people. If you're into marriage, great, fine. We're all for it. But in this new day and age that we're in, if you just want to be committed and that works for you guys, hey, different strokes for different folks. But Some people say they're into the marriage thing. Some people say that they would rather just be in relationships and not get married. Whatever floats your boat, just do it well, man. Whatever makes you happy, just live in love and happiness. That's all I can tell you.
Hey, well, that's it. This show has been brought to you by Stationhead App Radio, BeLive.tv, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So please follow us. If you missed the show, if you see the show later, please share it. Y'all views, that counts. Y'all comments, that counts. Maybe we'll bring your comments up on the next show. If it's a topic that you want us to talk on or elaborate on, email us or instant message us, and we'll try to get it on the next show. But I'm Zeke, the 5-foot freak, with my co-host.
Miss Mina, that diva.
And that's our show.
Good night, people.